Hi everybody, today is a studio day in the studio I was using at the beginning of 2021 as well, which is the building that's part of my housing complex. And I've got 4 different projects going on today. I've got 2 days booked in the studio this month, and it's good to be in here. I'm just kind of spread out across the room. So I'm working on the collaborative piece that I started at my residency with my friend Jen. I'm working on the bed quilt for friends that I am assembling, which I was making the churn dash blocks for, which you will have seen if you were watching previous vlogs. And I've just laid out the fabric for the next piece in my new series. I thought I was going to do really intricate embroidery on this piece. It's huge. It's like 52 by probably 48, something like that. So it's almost square. But I don't think embroidery is gonna have the effect that I want, because I want something fluid. I've noticed that when I was making the labyrinth piece, and this is like gonna be a mini version of the labyrinth piece, and I was making these fuzzy red pieces, that what I'm looking for, I think, a bit more in this group of work is some more movement, and I want it to be a bit more coming off the surface and less flat. So this is gonna be this next piece is about 3 different rivers: the St. Lawrence, the St. Francis, and the Fraser. And they each represent the St. Lawrence being the river that Jacques Cartier and Samuel de Champlain came up when they were coming to Canada. So when they came and began the colonization of this land, this is the river through which they arrived. The St. Francis is the river that I grew up living by. I didn't live on the river, but I crossed it every day on my way to school. It flooded often when I was a kid. I spent some time down by the river hanging out as a teenager, and there's some significant moments in my life that happened near that river. So that is kind of the river of my youth. And then the Fraser River is the river that I live near now, and so it represents where I have ended up. So the 3 rivers are going to be in silhouette. The shapes of the rivers are going to intersect over each other. I can show you. I'll show you the sketch I've done, and I'm still deciding on whether or not it's going to be completely filled in, whether it's going to be more of like the edges, because I need more white space. I just like those decisions have not been made, but the process is starting. So I think I'm going to lay down the base for these rivers in paint, and then I'm going to add textural, like some embroidery, but also some more 3-dimensional textile surface design to create the 3 rivers themselves. So Yeah, and then I'm working on this little piece. Like I said, this is going to be a miniature piece of the labyrinth piece because I am making kind of like a book of miniature versions of the pieces. So that's a lot. It's a lot to work on in one day, but I'm just kind of going between because I don't want to strain myself doing one thing for too long, or like I'm just kind of flitting around and letting myself do that. So that is the update. Getting used to being back at work, and I'm working one more day a week, so I only have one weekday off now from my job. So I'm learning, like readjusting to a lot of patterning, and I've started a Artist Mother critique group, which is with 4 other women. One is the kind of leader mentor, and then the others are other artist mothers like me, and we're meeting once a week until the beginning of April. And we are kind of helping each other stay accountable on our goals and things like that. So a lot of really great stuff going on, and it's busy and it's crazy. I was feeling a lot of like urge to burrow at the beginning of the month, like last week when I was seeing what I was gonna have to do. But I think that this week has helped me to kind of get back into some sort of a groove. It's still very abstract, but I'm in a groove, and I'm working and I'm motivated. So I'm just gonna try to go with the flow. And if, next weekend I'm feeling less motivated, I'll do less in here. I'm also sharing the studio next week with a friend who's also an artist, who lives in the same building as me. So I'll only have half the room, but it's still plenty of space. And so I'm just gonna kind of go with it for January because there's a lot of other stuff going on, which I will tell you about in future. Some artist talk stuff, another potential show where I'll have my work showing. So there's a lot happening, and I don't want to overwhelm myself, but I also want to keep the momentum that I've been building for my career. So that is that for now, and I will check in again at another time. everybody. I have a rare moment home alone here. So I just finished up in the studio for today, and you will have seen what I made. And working on, finishing up the bed quilt and the river piece, which is the new piece that I've started, and then putting the quilt sandwich together for the collaboration piece that I was working on at the end of last year. So this is going to wrap up my studio vlog for January. Haven't made a ton of art in January. Various reasons for that we've already gone through probably, but I definitely had two really productive studio days, so that was great. And February is looking like it's going to have some, it's such a short month, and I don't want to put too much pressure on myself that month. So I think I'm only going to book one studio day and then do other stuff at home. I have a lot of admin stuff that I need to work on, website stuff, writing, research, lots of behind the scenes like photo editing and photo gathering and things like that. So I'm going to try to push that for February and not do as much studio work, even though of course I love studio work, but it's really important for me to like prioritize this admin and get a good handle on it. I'm also prepping for 2 artist talks. One of them is just to my Cricut group, 15 minutes, and the other one is a Pechakucha, which is in the whole city type of event. So I need to get those ready, and again, I just don't want to try to fit studio days in there and then feel guilty when I don't get to them. We also potentially are going to have a little day trip up to Whistler because the Odane Art Museum is having a show from a really great Canadian artist named Jean-Paul Riopel, and I really would like to see his work in person. So yeah, February will be busy enough without me putting too many studio days in there. So thanks so much for joining me for this studio vlog. I also have a newsletter that I put out once a month, so if you're interested in signing up for that, you can do that down below. And I'm also on Instagram. You can see kind of more frequent art updates on there. And I really appreciate you all following along on this and coming into another year of art making with me. So I will be back again soon with another video. Thanks so much for watching.